Hey, I'm gonna explain what Matias DeStefano meant from my perspective when he responded to Alex Ferrari's question of Next Level Soul, saying to the question of what is the meaning of life or the whatever, and he said to be. That's what this one's for. Uh, I just want to give a little bit of my own insight and perspective. So if you're interested, I hope you appreciate this or get something out of it. It's the whole point. Yeah, I obviously ain't doing it for no money or views. So, yeah, everyone and everything here, yes and nothing and no one. Anonymous, as I call myself for now. Uh, So when Matias was asked that question, and he said he kind of just sat for a quick second, looked away, and was like, "To be." Um, the meaning behind that being, we keep hearing this. Robert Edward Grant mentioned that in a recent interview about how he's saying that it's starting to be about human being, just being. Why we refer to beings as beings in the first place. Notice we don't refer to them as doings. Um, Life is effortless. Uh, you can see that in my other video where I'm discussing Matias. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but it's going to have his name in it, so it shouldn't be hard to find on this channel. Um, it, I'll try to explain it through an analogy or whatever of because everyone's like searching, right? You guys, a lot of people, not everyone, but everyone who's doing it is doing it. People who want to figure out and they want to understand life, existence, the nature of reality, themselves, which is all the same thing. And everything starts with self, by the way. Simply by going in and understanding yourself, especially in this case, on this planet, your emotional bodies, that will unlock, and I'm telling you, unlock everything. Everything you could possibly want to know is in you. I can't tell you how frustrating it is and funny it is to watch so many people become aware and read in literature and material that they see that everything, all the information of the universe is within, and you just need to go within. And then they, in the next breath, they're like, I'm gonna go buy some more books so I can listen to what so and so has to say about me, and so I can understand myself through someone else's perspective." That shit's hilarious. I gotta go to this class and this workshop. Yeah, I'm not saying don't do any of that stuff. That stuff's fun and that's cool. I personally don't do it. It's not because I don't want to. The reading thing I don't want to do, but if I ever get prompted to, I will. But the workshops, man, if I had some coin, I'd be going to some places to learn and to just for the see what it's like to be around other people that are open minded and have open hearts. Because it sucks to be like this and have no one to talk to for the most part. Anyway, so when Matias said just be, well, all right. What it is it's like if you when you're just in the mode of consciousness itself, source awareness, you're just observing. You're not attached to the outcome. So it's kind of like think about any time you've ever like sat on like a park bench and you're just watching things go by and you're like, oh, birds, oh, cool, oh, I like that, oh, a homeless man, oh, all right, damn, he's just out here just sleeping in the middle of the day in front of everybody. Okay, that's all right. Oh, someone's yelling. Oh, people are fighting. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, it's like that. It's the same thing. Just do that with your day-to-day life. When you start actually being present, just breathe in, out, which breathing in love and out love or gratitude, whatever, will center you pretty quickly, especially if you're just observing the way it feels within yourself. Um, you're not worrying about doing anything. And in that mode, you start to have a sense when you're in the mode of gratitude, rather than complaining about everything you don't have and it isn't available, all of a sudden you start noticing all the things that are available to you. Um, the challenges start to look more like opportunities. You'll start to be more open and want to play with the things that are around you. So To other people, it might look like it's something might seem impossible, and then you'll somehow see a way through some weird unconventional means, and that's how things work out. Now, as far as just being, yet again, I'm going to use this analogy. Like, imagine for everyone who wants to dissect all this stuff and break everything down and understand it. Well, this is the funny part, because you're all trying to understand yourselves, but you're doing it through other parts of yourselves that are projections of yourself rather than just your inner self, a decent amount of the time. I'm not saying stop doing that stuff. Science, keep going, because you're doing great. You're catching up to reality with your discoveries. Um, so like imagine taking apart like your TV and like your remote to figure out how they work, right? I want to understand how this works. I want to know how it functions and all its inner workings and all those little details and all that stuff, right? So let's say you actually take the time to just strip that TV down, take it apart, look at how this connects to this and that connects to that and all that stuff with your television and your remote, and then eventually you hit the point of where you stand back and you look and you see clearly, oh, I get it now. So this does this and that creates this and this affects this, and so that's how the picture gets projected and so on and so forth, and then this is how the remote's able to control the television and all that. So you get all that knowledge and that information, that understanding. Well, now what? This is what you're all doing with yourselves. This is the whole thing that's so funny. It's because everyone's looking to become more of something when you're already infinite. So you're all trying to be what you already are. The addicts are big time with that, with the drugs. Especially you hear the people with like heroin addicts talking about how they were just looking for love. Well, you're looking for yourselves. Well, where's yourself? I don't know. With yourself all the time? That's why that phrase when people are going off to college and stuff, or they graduate high school and they're like, I'm going to take some time to find myself. Sorry, loves. Comedians got it right. You're right here. I found you. There's nothing to look for. But for some reason, nobody wants to look at themselves and sit quietly with themselves and ask themselves questions, to go within their own hearts and go, how do I feel right now? How do I feel about this? Well, why did I decide to make this choice in my life? What did it feel like at the moment? What did that feeling bring up within me and cause me to choose to decide to do? That type of stuff. It's so simple. This is the thing, is you all think you're so much different than each other, and you're not. You're all living proof that you're not. It doesn't matter what I say. It is what it is. The fact of the matter is this: if you want to understand every person on this planet, no matter who it is, whether it's Trump or Putin or Ellen DeGeneres, I don't care who it is, some dude that nobody knows their name that's just sitting in a prison cell, or a little child in a classroom, it's all the same, man. Emotions and feelings are all pretty much within the same ballpark. They all are commingling with each other, and we all experience them within a similar enough frame. So when you're able to understand your own inner workings, you're able to understand others, because it'll become obvious to you. When you understand why you get jealous, why you get angry, so on and so forth, what triggered that, what caused that, and then what options came up for you to choose and which ones you chose, then you'll be able to clearly see and understand how others are choosing to be as well. And then the mystery is just gone. Then you're just looking at people, and then you can be like, you'll be feeling the energy at the same time, because you'll have gotten to know it through yourself, and you're like, oh, I know that feeling. Yep, that's resentment. Yep, they're gonna, the odds are, they're putting action to it. Yeah, they're probably most likely gonna choose this. They're gonna betray somebody right now. Then boom, now no more question. Jealousy's there. Yeah. So it's not even a surprise when you get betrayed. You're like kind of waiting for it, which is kind of annoying. But at least you know, and you can be more preemptive about it. So back to the TV analogy and the remote thing. You take everything apart. You figure out how it works. And my question to you is, now what? Now you know how it works. All right. So what are you gonna do now? You gonna leave it all pulled apart? You gonna put it back together? What are you gonna do with that knowledge and that information? What's your options and what are your choices in that moment? For me, if it were me, my options would be to put it back together and enjoy it for its purpose or its function or the way it works as a tool, and just watch TV and laugh, cry, whatever I feel like I want to experience with it. That's what I'd like to do with it, and that's the whole thing. Is so a lot of people are trying to figure out themselves by going outside themselves. The thing is like if you keep going down this journey that you guys are going on, because it's great, but you're gonna find yourself hitting a point when you fully understand yourself and you reach that point that you're looking for. The part about it that sucks the most, say you start tapping into your intuitive abilities, your clairvoyance, clairaudience, you're hearing your higher self like it's just sitting in the seat next to you, or just literally just coming up within you all the time, just feeding you information. You're gonna hit this point of being like, oh yeah, I feel all powerful, I'm in control, I'm not a victim, everything's happening the way I want it to happen, I'm ready to get out there and do something with it. And you get all the truth and the answers, so you figure out how to get out of body at will. And you might even ask your higher self and your guides, like, what do I do next? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna tell you, what do you want to do? And you might say, I want to get on a plane and I want to go to Egypt and go sleep in the king's chamber. And they're gonna be like, okay, you could do that. How would you do that right now? What do you have to get what means do you have? And you might be like, well, I got work right now and life is kind of busy. I got kids and things I got to deal with. And then I got this appointment on this day, so now it doesn't seem like it's like this moment like I'd like to. And they're like, oh, all right then. Well, then what else? What else would you care to do? And then you'll be like, I don't know. And they're like, well, what excites you? What could you do right now? Listen to music? Would you like to listen to music? And you yeah, well, does it make you feel good when you listen to music? Yeah, alright, listen to music. And you're like, but what about the pyramids? I want to go there. And they're like, yeah, you want it? You'll have it. But follow your joy and your bliss, right? Start small, right? Break that programming. And so yeah, what sucks is you end up just finding out and realizing that all it is to be. And the reason why everyone's being told to follow their joy and bliss is because joy, bliss, love is your actual being. So therefore, by choosing the things that you prefer in as many possible present moments as you possibly can, even within the things that you don't prefer, and most importantly, to be okay with not being okay. I'll explain that one in another one. I'll explain it now. Being okay with not being okay. So, it's simply something happens in your life and it really upsets you, makes you frustrated, pissed, whatever it is, sad, angry, distraught. It's just to be aware in those moments that yes, acknowledging it, saying yes, this is happening and I don't like it. And don't try to change yourself from feeling like how you feel. Don't try to negate anything or act like it doesn't exist and what you're experiencing and what you're feeling isn't real. Teal with the negations. Teal, you better be glad I wasn't in one of your workshops with you slinging that word around all the time. It's a negation. I would have been in there, nigga, what you... But anyway, I just like to be disruptive. That's my joy. I don't even mean to. It just is my being. So stuck with that. But yeah, so to be okay with not being okay. It's okay to not be okay, and to tell yourself that you're not feeling okay if you got anything going on, if you're sick, injured, went through a breakup. Don't try to not feel how you feel. Be relaxed and open with all your feelings. So this is what I'm saying, just to be you. That's being authentic, honest, and genuine with yourself in that moment. And the universe, this mirrors place that we live in, will start to reflect your truth to you. And the people around you will as well. They will appreciate you for being genuine and authentic, and people will look at you and see. You'll also notice when you're like that, things just pass through quicker. You're no longer holding on to anything because you're not trying to pretend like it wasn't there. But simply by acknowledging something, that thing and emotions and things are just as much of a being and a person as you are. They're trying to get your attention. So when you ignore them, if you treat your emotions like a person, well, how do you feel when you've been ignored? How do you feel when someone doesn't listen to you and you feel like you're not seen, heard, and understood? I'm sure there's a whole bunch of mothers out there that have lost their shit when they've been doing all of what they do, taking care of the family, going to work, and say maybe they're the type that makes dinner, does laundry, folds clothes, cleans up shit, and nobody says thank you, and then eventually one day it hits them after however long of a period of time it's been, and they just lose it and go off on everyone in the house, and everyone's just looking at them like they're crazy. Well, you're the crazy ones. They're sane because they recognize in that moment that they're not being treated the way that they deserve to be treated, and at the very least, they deserve a little recognition, acknowledgement, and appreciation. That's your feelings. So the key is to be with them. And when you're that way, then things are just easier. You're at ease with yourself, and you'll notice it starts to flow effortlessly. You're going from one moment to the next quicker, put it that way, rather than seemingly trying to drag a whole bunch of stuff with you. So to be you and be free. I totally did not cover it the way that I had it in my head beforehand. Being okay with not being okay, and contrary to popular belief, the theme is to not try to not be with fear or be without fear, but actually just to be okay with being with your fear. That's the best. The from what I've experienced, that's the way that it's the easiest. When you're able to admit to yourself when you're afraid and feel fear in the present moment and acknowledge that it's there, then you'd be surprised what doors it opens up and what opportunities you see. So the whole point, I'll try to tie it in with Matias saying just to be, is simply that. Your free will, your freedom of choice in every present moment to be you and just to exist and to just be. That's what everyone really wants. That's why, like, if you ever had, like, say, like a loved one in a hospital or something, and they, you might show up and say, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, I'm sorry, I can't do more, and some of them might have said, hey, just your being here is everything. Even if you're visiting, like, a grandparent or something, your being is literally everything. I can't stress that enough. And you don't have to do anything to be yourself. It's a huge illusion that people think that they need to do and accomplish something outside of themselves and achieve something outside of themselves to bring in order to be somebody. That whole thing, that whole phrase of I want to be somebody, well, you already are. You exist. You can look at yourself in the mirror. People see you, acknowledge you, and can talk to you. You can be touched, and you can touch others. You already are somebody. So stop trying to be what you already are. Stop trying to look for someone to validate you and your perspective and that you're worthy of being loved when that's exactly what you are. Yeah, if you had any idea how hard beings in higher dimensions laugh at us for trying so hard to be ourselves when you're always yourself and you're never not yourself. You've never not been you. All you know is being you, but somehow, some way, society has tricked you into thinking you need to find a way to be you. To be a person, to be something, to be seen. Even if you're not seen the way that you prefer, you're seen. get in your car and go drive in some LA traffic. You'll find out just how seen you are. All right, I'm gonna cut it off there. But I don't know. I hope some of that stuff resonates with somebody, and I know it will. Yeah, as we move forward, it'll probably be easier for me from what I've been told from friends. I don't speak the same in my videos as I do in person. I work much better for some reason going off of someone, having someone to talk to. I really am not a talk at you kind of person. I like to talk with you. So, maybe if I get lucky enough and get some comments and some questions, then I can just start answering things directly, especially when I know I'm talking to an individual. Then I'm just all like, I just go off, boom, 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 all like bullet points, machine gun style. I just, but yeah, hope that helps. I hope that brings a little bit more clarity and understanding. For anyone who wants to know anything specific that I may have needed to dive into more, or overlap, or if I missed something, just ask, please, and I'll be more than happy to clarify whatever it is that needs to be clarified. All right. Have a nice day.